I, Tantus Naravan Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire. It is time for Gathering the Roll, the greatest news program sponsored by the Empire, with all your exciting and fantastic news, worlds of Magic the Gathering, and role-playing games such as Dungeons & Dragons, Shadowrun, and Pathfinder. So let's dive into the news for this week. We have some more exciting news from Magic the Gathering. Of course, we're continuing to ramp up for the new Kaladesh series that's coming out at the end of the month, and Magic has been continuing their cavalcade of spoilers that's coming out. They've introduced the new Gear Hulk creature series, which are mythic rares that are artifact creatures of every color. But that's not the only thing they've introduced this week. They've brought forth the Masterpiece series. So the Masterpiece series is going to be just like the Expeditions were in Zendikar. If you don't know about it, in the last Zendikar block that just came out, they had a series of special lands that were not in every pack. They, in fact, were quite rare in comparison. So you might have an entire box and not find any of these special holographic expeditions. They were full art holographic cards that were lands called the Expeditions. Of course, I got a few of them, but not a whole lot of them. I got like one a box, and that was my lucky time in one of them, and I got some from one of my friends. But regardless, so the Masterpiece series is effectively Expeditions, but for every set. It's going to be some kind of specially themed set of cards that will function the exact same way as Expeditions. So that will be incredibly rare. Of one in every 144 booster packs is when they're estimating their releases to be. So that's really rare. Now they're also planning some things out. So the Kaladesh version of it is going to be Kaladesh Inventions. So there are going to be a lot of artifacts. Now the rules will be so simple. The rules will be there will be about 50 split between the two sets in the block. So they're going to release a number for the first set and a number with the second set, totaling together around 50. These are going to be cards that are going to contain cards from, of course, the set they're coming from, but also going to contain classic cards that aren't reprinted very often. For example, in this one, they have Soul Ring, Rings of Bright Earth, Mana Vault, and Mind's Eye. Just to name a few of them. They've already shown and announced the 30 that are going to be in the Kaladesh Invention series for this first set. Now, all Expedition cards, including the Kaladesh Invention series, are only going to be printed in English. You'll be able to buy a pack in, let's say, Japanese or French, but if you get an Expedition in it, it's going to be in English, not in any of those foreign languages. But you can find them in those foreign language card packs. Also, any Masterpiece series will have their own sort of expansion set derived upon the expansion sets from the two sets. So the two expansion sets from Kaladesh come together to form an expansion set for the Masterpiece series of the Kaladesh Inventions. That'll be its own unique one based around those. Now, the other announcement is that they've announced the various pack arts, box designs of everything they're releasing with Kaladesh. So we've seen what the booster packs look like, the artwork that's on it. The booster box is the fat pack, the pre-release box. They're also releasing a new box type of set, a Planeswalker special box that's sold on its own. Now, each of these has their own Planeswalker based upon the Planeswalkers which are being released in the set. At least two of them. In this case, it's going to be Chandra and Nissa. The thing is, these are different printings of older versions of these Planeswalkers, but they've got their own unique art based upon the current Kaladesh series. So you can only find these in these Planeswalker packs. So you might want to pick one up if you want another copy of a Planeswalker. That's pretty good, but also another copy of these cards which are only sold in these packs. So let's move on from Magic the Gathering news to Dungeons & Dragons news. Of course, Storm King's Thunder came out this week, so if you haven't started playing it, look into maybe joining a group for it, or thinking about doing it some point soon. It's an exciting adventure, gotta fight giants, gotta have fun. But that's not the only news. A new version of the Ranger class has been put up online. You can now go and look at it, and it's their Unleashed Arcana series. You can look at this new version of the Ranger. You can download the PDF that has it, compare it to the old version. This one is said to correct some of the problems that people have seen with the class, that it is weaker at high-level play, that doesn't hold up the same as other classes. So this hopefully corrects some of those problems. So if you want to be playing a Ranger, maybe you're going to get your DM's approval to play this version of Ranger. It is official from Dungeons & Dragons, so hey, it's good to check it out and see if you like it better than the version. In Pathfinder news, the second adventure in the adventure path, Strange Aeons, has come out. Thrushmore Terror. Continuing the kind of Lovecraftian quest into weird and insanity, where your adventurers are heading to the town of Thrushmore, where there's mysterious disappearances, kidnappings, and a witch. It continues, of course, the adventure from the original book of the Strange Aeons Adventure Path. This is for 4th level characters. Enjoy the next installment in this adventure path. In Shadowrun news, no new books are coming out currently, but a couple more novels have been released, Drawing Destiny and Crossroads. So if you want to continue looking into the novel series of Shadowrun, get some ideas about the world, about characters that you may or may not be able to use for yourself, go ahead and check these out. On any other fronts, there has been no extra news in the Earth Dawn, Besom, or World of Darkness front that is really important to share with you. So that's it for the news for this week. So links to any of these stories that I talked about will be in the description below if you want to check them out for yourself. Remember to like, subscribe, and of course share. It's always good to share information from the news. And if you have any questions or comments about any of these stories, anything you want to discuss about them, please leave in the comments below. And until the next time, I bid you farewell.